Gears of War 4 multiplayer beta is coming to Xbox One next week with a staggered launch, April the 18th for Gears Ultimate owners and April 25th for everyone else. To get you ready for its spine-crushing action, we thought we'd tell you exactly what content you are getting and what's new in Gears of War 4. Players can expect to get down and dirty with 3 new maps and 2 modes. Let's break them down even further. First of the 2 modes is simply Team Deathmatch. Kill your opponents until they run out of tickets. Simple. The other mode you'll be getting in the beta though is the hugely addictive and brand new Dodgeball mode, which is a new take on the 1 death per round classic Warzone mode. What the hell does that mean, you ask? Well, simple. You know how in Dodgeball, if you catch a ball, you effectively resurrect a defeated teammate? Well, in Gears of War 4's Dodgeball, if you get a kill, you can bring back one of your teammates into the arena of death. Ever been 5 versus 1 down in Warzone? Impossible to win, right? Well, not impossible, but very unlikely. Well, now, if you get 1 kill, you can make it 4 versus 2. Another, and it's 3 versus 3. It's a game mode that has more swing than a jazz party round Will Smith's house. Even better is the fact that the power weapons change after every round to make things a little bit more interesting. From a map's perspective, there's 3 you'll be getting in the beta, the first of which is a map called Harbour. Like all classic Gears maps, each team has its own roadie run spawn point trail, and either side of the main map are 2 choke points for the power weapons. Nearest the water, you have a drop shot, the brand new Gears of War 4 weapon, while on the opposite side of the symmetrical map, amidst the waist-high walls and on the tugboat deck, sits a long shot. The darker of the 3 maps for sure, what with its ominous skies, light drizzle, and a fuck-off big liner for a backdrop. The next map up is called Dam, a map of similar build, but a vastly more distinct feel. It's pine trees, bright blue sky, yellow girders and pipes galore, complemented by the monstrous dam that dominates the skyline to make it stand out from the other 2 maps. With a long shot nearest the water's edge by the crane, some frag grenades nearest the dam's wall in the pit, and a boom shot in what is pretty much the middle, the opening of each match is intense as shit as the battle for control of the power weapons wages on. Last but by no means least, we have Foundation, a map with more claustrophobic choke points than the previous 2 maps. Classic town map in more than one way, Foundation has multiple choke points with a huge intense corridor that almost dissects the whole map. The red autumn trees, stone villas with clay tiles are a direct contrast to the large shipping crates, green tarpauling and electric cables that run all over it. With the boom shot in the low underground bunker known as the Piston Room and the torque boat up on the elevated platform under the shadow of a huge stone commemorative statue, as is always the way in Gears multiplayer, games get off to a quick and squeaky bum opening time. So what's new from the minute-to-minute gameplay standpoint? Well, not a lot to be honest. If it ain't broke, don't fix it and all that. The only really new innovation is the yank and shank. Instead of having that awkward exchange when you and an opponent are on opposite sides of the same piece of cover, you can now try and grab the other person over the other side of the cover, pulling them over to your side. Be aware though, it can be countered. If you are successful, you get the chance to shank them, which is why it's called the yank and shank. Do you get it? Yank and then shank? Anyway. Be careful though, you're vulnerable when you do, as seen here. There's also the Vault Kick, which is designed to be quicker and more fluid than the Mantle Kick, and of course, yes, you can shank after. That being said, in the few hours that we got to play the beta, we didn't actually manage to shank anyone. Anyway, a few caveats about the beta before we wrap things up. This is a beta in the truest sense of the word. This isn't a marketing tool, this isn't a demo, it's a development tool, so don't expect 1080p 60 frames, which the final game will be. If you do get to level 5 though, you'll unlock 5 cards for the main game. And by cards, think Halo's rec card system, but purely cosmetic. There you have it folks, that's what you can expect from next week's beta if you're a Gears Ultimate owner, the week after if you're not. Thanks for watching folks, and don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Stick close to the channel for the rest of the day, there will be more videos and lots of fresh new gameplay. Thanks again.